Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Saturday check-in. It is July 23rd, 2022, and how are you? Before you do much of anything else, please hit like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, and click that bell notification icon if you haven't done so already, and let's get into it, shall we? So, this week I got a book sent to me by a company who knows that I deal with mental health issues and stuff like that. And it is a daily journal to manage anxiety and create healthy habits, and it's called a mental health tracker. And sorry, my light is like whitewashing the hell out of it right now. Let me see if I could figure this out. There we go. So, in this book, you have simplistic writing prompts that is like, let me read from the one that has already been filled out. So what happened today? So this is a sample entry. What happened today? November 1st, or November 19th, 2021, 8:15 a.m., feeling mad, intensity 4, situation, checked email at breakfast, reaction or strategy, ate chocolate after my toast and coffee, anxiety level 5, time 11:30 a.m., feeling happy, intensity 6, situation, rode bike for 30 minutes. Reaction, physical activity for clear brain. Anxiety level 2. So you just go through and you use these prompts to like talk about what's going on. And then at the end of the month, you get a progress chart. So it looks something a little like this. So what happened this month, November of 2021? Average anxiety level has been 5. 2 of the most common feelings have been sad and worried. What led up to these feelings? Usually not getting enough sleep 2+ days in a row. Group meetings over Zoom, looking at social media. Strategies that worked or didn't work. 1. Having a last cup of coffee right after lunch, going to bed 30 minutes early, LED therapy lights. What didn't work? Contributing over Zoom's chat instead of speaking, and limiting my social media to 10 minutes a day. Self-care that helps overall mental health. 10 minutes of bedtime meditation, or using 10 minutes of bedtime meditation app, taking a walk every morning, and 21 days without sugar. Next month, I want to focus on changing one thing, increasing my energy during the day to combat sadness. How am I going to do that? I'm going to add a 15-minute walk or bike ride after lunch. So you get to like write all of that down in your book here. And what's so great about this is you then have a physical copy that you can take with you to your provider and sit down and be like, this is what's been going on this week. Here are a few notes that I've had or whatever. So like if you're dealing with mental health, this is a really amazing book. You can get it on Amazon, and I'll leave a link to it. It is an affiliate link, so if you do click on it and buy it, I will make just a small percentage off of that, but really, really handy. Now, I use I enjoy having that physical copy, but I also keep something similar to it on my phone called Dailyo, and I think I've talked about that app on on this channel before, so I'm not going to go back into it. But yeah, really amazing, and I'm super stoked that they sent that to me for me to check out and to utilize. And I'm gonna start like keeping a log of my ups and downs and what I'm doing to try to combat sadness and stuff. And really, I haven't been dealing with too much depression lately. There's been a couple of times where I've really gotten into my feelings and stuff, and just like, God, why did I even bother thinking about that? Or why am I thinking about that now? I've had a lot of restless days where I've wanted to go do stuff, but instead of getting up and going, I've forced myself to like kind of stay in place. So that's not really a good thing. One day I just felt like this need to get out and walk, and I walked as far as I could, which was, by my old standards, not very far at all. I walked maybe the length of a football field. And by the time I got back to my car, I was absolutely done. My everything hurt for like a day and a half afterwards. And I felt good while I was doing it. I made the I made the decision, okay, I'm just going to go to this bench. And I walked from my car to that bench, and I sat there for a few minutes, got calm and collected, and then got back up and walked back to my car, and that was enough for me. So, you know, I've got to try to start doing things like that to kind of get my health back up and going. I know I've said a couple of times in the past week or so that I was going to do this walking, and that I was going to get back on the regimen of drinking my water with the apple cider vinegar in it and all this other stuff, and I just haven't done it. I'm not holding myself accountable, and I need to get back into being held accountable and holding myself accountable, and just going for my walk. The second I wake up in the morning, just get out the door, go for a walk, come home, and deal with the pain and everything else afterwards. But, yeah, so there's all that, and just, you know, trying to figure out what I need to do in my life to make me like, not be a better person or whatever, but just what do I need to do in my life to make things better, I guess. And that's been a really hard theme for me the last couple of years. I mean, moving from California to here has been the best, worst thing I've ever done. And the reason I say that is because moving here, I was away from my family, and I left all of my friends and basically everything I had ever known growing up. And I I had always thought, you know, if things don't work out here, I can always go back. I can always go back. And it seemed like every day, every week, every month that I spent up here, I lost that there in California. And it got to the point where a year had passed, and 2 years had passed, and 3 years had passed. And in that time period, I missed out on so much in California with my friends group, and like just what was going on down there, that I had now lost the ability to go home. And that kind of sucks. And now, if I wanted to go back to California, I couldn't go back to Southern California because my mom and dad, they no longer live there. Well, my dad's passed away, but my mom no longer lives there. She lives in Northern California. I don't know anything about Northern California, and I don't like Northern California. I'm a Southern California person. Get down! He has to be messing with stuff. But, yeah, I'm a SoCal boy. And I don't necessarily miss the people of Southern California. I mean, outside of my friends or whatever, I miss the destinations and the familiarity of it. Like, I'm sure if I went back to California, there would be so much that I missed about up here, like being able to go out to the forest, or being able to drive a block and be at the beach, or just being able to go out to one of the lakes that I like to go out to. But, there, the destinations were, like, my thing. Like, oh, it's Saturday, we're bored, hey, let's go to Disneyland. And hop in the car and boom, we're at Disneyland. Or, hey, let's go to the beach and just make it a beach day. Okay, hop in the car, drive an hour, and we're at the beach. And, it just, there's pros and cons to both. And as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that those dreams and aspirations of my youth are gone, because financially I can't do it, and physically I'm at the point where I don't have the strength and the stamina to do it. And I also cannot stand that burning California heat. Like, if it gets much above 70 degrees, I'm miserable. Unless I'm going to be out at the lake. Then, it's like, okay, it could be up to 100 degrees or whatever. But, yeah. So, just coming to the realization of having to switch my mindset from being this vibrant, younger person to somebody who's in their 40s now, and having to kind of switch things up mentally and physically for myself. Kind of a wake-up call. Like, I consistently think of my own mortality and, like, how many years I have left, and statistically, based on the ages which all of the men in my family have passed away, it's like 75 to maybe 83 at the very most. And I'm looking at my life and I'm like, okay, I'm 41 now. So that means I have just under 30 years before I get into that area of, like, passing away. And I think to myself, there's so much that I want to do and so much that I have yet to do, but financially speaking, there's probably no way that that's ever going to be done. I always wanted to have children. That's sure as hell not going to happen, because I don't want to be in my 50s and 60s having to run the streets chasing my kid down. I cannot financially afford a child. And I know people always say, well, you can find a way, or whatever, but I don't want to do that to a child. I know that the love and the support and well-being for the child would be there, and that between my mom and my sister and my friends, they would all band together to help me raise up the kid. But yeah, I'm just too old now. Like, had I maybe had a child in my 30s, like 30 to 35, maybe. But 30 to 35, if you go back in my videos, I was not doing well at all. Like, at all. Not that I'm 100% better, but I look back at those times and just think, wow, it's amazing that I didn't kill myself with some of the depression and stress and crap that was going on during that time. So, I don't know. It's just really rather interesting how my mind works and how I just connect these dots, and like just trying to think of the best way to do things that are within my reach and within my ability and capability of doing so. Like one of the things I would love to be able to do is go back to school, but unless I got like a GoFundMe or something like that or whatever, there's just no way that I could go back to school, because if I go back to school, that means I'm going to have to receive financial aid. And then if I start receiving financial aid, then Social Security is going to cut off the benefits that I have, and I can't afford my benefits to be cut. If I go back to school, if I lose so much as $40 from my check, I am screwed. Because as it is now, I usually have between $20 and $60, depending on how caught up I am on my bills, to last me an entire month. And that money typically gets eaten up in cat food and cat litter, and me being able to go to the movies once a month with a friend. And if we go out to dinner, it's like eating off the dollar menu type whatever. And yeah, so I just cannot afford to go. All the classes that I have been taking have been online, and classes where I've been able to get scholarships or able to take the class for free and demonstrate my knowledge, and being able to print out my new certificates and diplomas and whatever else. But I'd like to go back to traditional college and finish out my associate's degree, just so that I can say I graduated from college. And that would just be freaking amazing to be able to do that. But, it's one of those things that I have to accept that that's never going to happen. Especially with college units being so goddamn expensive. Like, each class is 6 units, and each unit is $26 or $44 per unit, and it's a huge scam. And it was something that I had really hoped in the last election that we would have elected somebody who would have done away with college debt. But whatever. That's getting too political right now. So, anyways, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day today. So, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this now. Got any questions, comments, concerns? Put them in the comment section down below. Check out that book, and head over to the podcast. That's anchor.fm/hellocupcakeitsme. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.